In February 2024, Klarna CEO stood in front of investors and said his AI chatbot was doing the work of 700 human customer service agents. Wall Street loved it. Headlines everywhere called it the future of work. 18 months later, that same CEO was on record saying the cuts went too far, and Klarna was actively rehiring humans. That is not a rumor. That is the company's own leadership reversing course in public. If you want to know exactly what happened, why it happened, and what it actually means for your job or your family's jobs, hit subscribe right now, because we have been tracking this story since before it became headlines. And today we lay out the full collapse piece by piece. Let's get into what actually went wrong. 1. The promises that started the panic. To understand the collapse, you have to understand how big the promises were. In 2023 and 2024, corporate America made some of the boldest workforce predictions in modern business history. Klarna's CEO Sebastian Siemiatkowski said publicly that AI was already doing the equivalent work of 700 full-time customer service employees. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy told employees in a company-wide memo that generative AI would reduce the company's total corporate workforce in the coming years. IBM CEO Arvind Krishna said the company would pause hiring for roles that AI could plausibly handle, specifically citing back-office functions. Views were not fringe predictions from unknown startups. These were the CEOs of some of the most valuable companies on Earth, telling investors and employees that the job market as we knew it was ending. Here's the curiosity gap. If the promises were this confident, and from companies this large, how did it fall apart so quickly? 2. Klarna's own reversal. Let's stay with Klarna, because this is the clearest, most publicly documented case of the entire collapse. After replacing hundreds of human customer service roles with an AI system built on OpenAI's technology, Klarna's own executives began acknowledging a problem that internal data made impossible to ignore. Customer satisfaction dropped. Complex issues that used to get resolved in one conversation with a human agent were taking longer, bouncing customers between automated responses that could not fully understand nuanced problems. By 2025, Siemiatkowski told Bloomberg directly that the company had cut costs too aggressively and that quality had suffered as a result. Klarna began actively rehiring human customer service representatives, including offering remote, flexible positions specifically to bring experienced human judgment back into the support process. Here's the pattern interrupt worth sitting with. This was not a failing startup admitting defeat quietly. This was the exact company that had been used as the industry's flagship example of successful AI replacement, publicly reversing its own headline achievement. If the poster child for AI replacing workers had to walk it back, what does that tell you about everyone who is quietly copying that model? 3. The data that confirmed this was not just one company. Klarna made headlines because the CEO said the quiet part out loud, but the underlying data suggests this problem was never isolated to one company. MIT's NANDA Research Initiative published findings in 2025, showing that roughly 95% of generative AI pilot programs at companies study delivered no measurable return on investment, not underwhelming returns, no measurable returns at all. That number matters because it reframes the entire narrative. Companies were not necessarily wrong that AI could do parts of certain jobs. They were wrong about how ready the technology was to run entire functions without meaningful human oversight, and about how much hidden cost came from fixing the mistakes AI made along the way. Here's what nobody was talking about while the hype was building. The cost of an AI system making a confident, wrong decision at scale is often higher than the cost of the human job it was meant to replace, especially in customer-facing roles where trust and judgment matter as much as speed. 4. The real-world evidence in hearing data. Here is where this stopped being a corporate story and becomes a story about real people, particularly younger workers entering the job market. Research from Stanford's Digital Economy Lab, led by economist Erik Brynjolfsson, examined employment data across industries most exposed to AI automation. The study found that entry-level positions in AI-exposed occupations, the exact roles companies claimed AI could replace, like junior customer service, entry-level coding support, and basic data processing, saw measurably steeper employment declines for young workers specifically compared to older, more experienced employees in the same fields. Think about what that means for a family conversation many of you have probably already had. A grandchild graduating with a degree, applying for entry-level roles, hearing nothing back, This research suggests part of that silence is connected directly to the AI replacement wave that companies rushed into and are now partially reversing. But here's the twist that makes this even more frustrating. The jobs that got cut fastest were often the exact training ground that used to turn junior employees into the experienced senior staff companies still desperately need. Cut the entry point, and you eventually run out of qualified people to fill the senior roles too. 5. The Pushback nobody wanted to admit Klarna was not alone in adjusting its public messaging once reality caught up with the promises. Duolingo faced significant public backlash in 2024 after its CEO sent an internal memo signaling the company would become AI first, with employees interpreting it as a signal that human contractor roles would be phased out in favor of AI content generation. The backlash was strong enough, including public criticism on social media platforms, that Duolingo's leadership had to walk back parts of the messaging and clarify that human oversight remained essential to their content quality. This is the part most coverage misses entirely. It was not just about job losses. It was about companies discovering that customers and users could tell the difference in quality, and they cared. The market itself pushed back against too much automation, not just employees. 6. What actually works now? The hybrid model. So what replaced the replaced everyone with AI strategy? Not a full retreat back to how things worked before. Something more specific. The companies that stabilized after their AI missteps largely landed on a hybrid model. AI handling the first layer of simple, repetitive tasks, with human employees stepping in for anything requiring judgment, empathy, or complex problem solving. Klarna's current model keeps AI handling straightforward questions while routing complicated cases directly to human agents, rather than forcing customers through endless automated loops. This is a meaningfully different outcome than either the original doom predictions or the original hype promised. AI did not replace the workforce. It also did not fail completely and disappear. It found a narrower, more honest role than the marketing suggested. 7. What this means for job security going forward. Here's the part that actually matters for your own planning, or for family members currently navigating their careers. The jobs that proved hardest to fully automate were the ones requiring contextual judgment, understanding an angry customer's real underlying problem, catching a nuance a script would miss, building trust in a difficult conversation. The jobs most vulnerable were the most repetitive, most scripted, most predictable tasks. That is not a guarantee of safety for any specific role, but it is a clearer, more honest picture than either the panic headlines of 2024 or the total collapse narrative some corners of the internet are. Now pushing in the opposite direction. Let's bring this all together. Section 1. The promises. Klarna, Amazon, and IBM all made bold public statements in 2023 and 2024 that AI would fundamentally shrink their workforces. Section 2. Klarna's own reversal, with CEO Sebastian Siemiatkowski publicly admitting the cuts went too far and quality suffered, leading to active rehiring of human agents. Section 3. MIT's NANDA research showing roughly 95% of generative AI pilot programs delivered no measurable return, proving this was never just a Klarna problem. Section 4. Stanford's Digital Economy Lab data showing entry-level workers in AI-exposed fields faced measurably steeper employment declines, directly affecting the youngest job seekers in your own family. Section 5. Duolingo's public backlash and message walkback after its AI first memo, showing the market itself pushed back against over-automation. Section 6. The hybrid model that actually stabilized companies, with AI handling simple tasks and humans handling complexity. Section 7. What proved automatable versus what proved essential, and what that means for real job security going forward. The AI job revolution did not deliver what it promised, not because the technology does not work at all, but because the promises outran what the technology could actually and reliably do. If this video gave you a clearer, more honest picture than the headlines you've been seeing, hit like and subscribe. We track stories like this every single week, the real outcomes, not just the announcements. Here is my specific question for the comments. Klarna publicly admitted its AI replacement strategy went too far and started rehiring humans. Do you think other major companies making similar AI workforce claims right now are hiding the same kind of quiet failure? Or do you think Klarna's case was a one-off mistake specific to their business? Tell me which side you land on and why. I read every single comment below.